Hey guys, how you doing? It's me, Alex. I just wanted to do a video response, I guess, to the people who are into the whole immersion thing. And the recent person asking it was the Philip Posey of Maps and Dragons. And I've said a few times about the subject before, but hopefully this will be a concrete and full reveal about what I'm talking about here. Okay, so immersion, and I say it that way to be kind of pretentious about it, but immersion has been something that kind of bothers me, and that's just because of how it is applied and the words that apply it with. I'm sorry, I'm trying to stare directly to you guys, but it just makes me not stare. Is that the etymology of it does not correlate with what is occurring in play. Now, the actual usage of the word immersion, uh, if we go by the scholars of yesteryear, have only been a recent thing, because not even the Bible mentions it, not even like early scriptures from holy orders even mention using immersion, like when it comes to baptism, because also a lot of words derive, like they didn't like to add on like unnecessary words to what they're using. And the earliest use is roughly the 15th century, if I remember my numbers correctly. So the reason why this is important is that a lot of the things that are misnomers about the word makes it to where you can end up, applying it to things that don't exactly, uh, are not exactly applicable to what it means. So, to immerse yourself is to merge with something. Now, the idea of emerging, of merging with something is physical based. The concept of the mind, you don't really merge with anything mentally. And it's important to understand that, at least again, with words, because if you if you use the wrong terminology, it ends up making it to where you get confused on exactly what you're trying to do. So I refer back, I'm being kind of confusing now, but to refer back to the whole baptism thing, baptism means to dip into water. Immersion is related to immersing yourself, covering yourself in water, like oil, something like that. It's to become one with a solid object or a liquid object, but basically to mix together. And so you're talking about something, when you say immersion, you're talking about something that does not exist in reality. What you're talking about, and it makes you sound crazy when you talk about this, is you're talking about a psychosis. And that is the act or belief of thinking something that isn't real as real. For example, you see a ghost, or you are able to project in an image of like a scary monster onto something that just isn't there, such as like the concept of the Slender Man. That's something that just does not exist, and it's a form of psychosis because of hallucinating, either due to malnutrition or some other form shaped like that. So the reason why this is important is because you're not talking about immersion. You're talking about a form of psychosis. And that makes you sound crazy. Well, then, you are what you perceive to be. That's the best I can say. It's definitely not a terrible thing, and that's something that is important to understand. It's just something that is what it is by definition. So, with that in mind, when you are trying to perform psychosis, there are many ways to do this. One of the easiest ways is, again, to follow people of past practice. call and respond programs are an easy one to do. So, like for example, having it to where you put the die out in front, and you only roll, you only pick it up when you tell the people that I'm only going to pick this up when it's important. That creates a call. And the idea for their response is for them to think, oh, this is going to be important. I need to clench up the butthole because this is going to be something that's very important. Things like that. It's very manipulative. You can learn a lot of this in basic psychology. And altogether, the other way to do it would be to not talk outside of to not break the fourth wall. Always try to stay first person. Stay in character when you are role playing your sessions, and yeah, I mean, like, have what's it called again? Yeah, have a lot of lower the amount of fatty acids in your diet, so that way, and like make it to where you breathe through your mouth all the time, so that way you don't get enough oxygen to your brain. Those are other ways to pretend that something is going on that doesn't. Drink a lot of Mountain Dew, because when you have a lot of caffeine and a lot of brolamate, I believe brolamate, it ends up creating a type of acid that damages your mind, your ability for short-term memory. There you go. So when you do that, it makes it to where you're more likely to, and caffeine produces a type of acid as well in your brain that makes you forgetful as well. So it enhances together to make it to where you don't really remember, like, you don't have the same level of clarity while you're under the effects of it. So that basically hallucinate. Trick your brain into thinking that things that are real that are not real. That's the easiest way to be immersed in something. Carry a knife with you, carry bricks with you, wear a hat, put on makeup. The list goes on. Honestly, you never really will be immersed, but you can give a performance that encourages others to, really appreciate your acting job. And that's about it. And that's all you need. You don't need to be delusioned. You don't need to be under the impression that something is real when it's not. I mean, like, you have the movies for that if you want to do that. If you really want, and even then, once you understand what it is, you can't really, that can't really happen. Primal emotions, you can go off that. That's an easy way, because with things like horror, the only way horror works is going off primal reactions. And primal reactions are loud screeching noises because they remind you of predators, and sudden images that are rapidly coming at you, because that gives the impression of prey, of a predator about to attack you. So yeah, just do cheap jump scares. That immerses everybody all the time. I hope that helps, because that's about it. Just yeah, it's not really possible. You can pretend it is, and that's part of psychosis, or you can just not worry about it. Have a good time. So,